This episode is a bit of a channeled guidance. I'm not used to doing our channeled guidances live, but I'm thinking I will use the 10-minute TikToks for this. As long as I get to use TikTok, hopefully it'll continue. Okay, so with that being said, I don't know the title, but this is for 5D Collective, those of you who are in tune with ascension energies. And as you can notice, these beautiful, beautiful crystals. They called to me today, and actually all my crystals did. And it has been a long time since my crystals called to me like that. But I am completely aware of our expansion at this moment in time, in the absence of any of the astrological specifics. But for that, let me share. I'm a 5D mystic, not 4D, so I don't use esotericism stories. I don't use the whole jargon, which is unfortunate. When people are in 4D, they talk about human beings as energy vampires and dark auras. They're not. These are human beings, and you're part of a human herd. And being a human and a spiritual person is actually what's very easy for those of us who did not lose the innocence of our inner child. So my 0-1-year-old is here with me, and the people who will be of our lovely IHP community and who are already a part of the 5D collective are emotional aware people, also thought aware people. So we handle the thoughts and emotions like Pacha does in Cusco land. So we don't do Cusco. Nope. So 5D mystics know that all people are an inner child. And that's why whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine, you're going to nurture life always. The difference is what angle you come at it. But long story short, here's where you're expanding. I'm expanding. We're all expanding. And some people react to when there's expansion in a way of fear. Okay. And that's why the 4D tells you that there's energy vampires. There's no energy vampires. But you might find yourself noticing that the people who are getting clingy, they're a type of love dependent. The people who are getting afraid, or they're walled off, they're ghosting you, whatever they're doing, those are the people who are actually love avoidant. And in both equations, they're not energy vampires or dark auras. These are human beings. We're going to have an episode later on this in a more human way, meaning not integrating too much of the mystic stuff, so that we can have mystics, but also those who just do self-help, personal development with IHP, okay? So the love dependence and the love avoidance, I got this really great grid. It's called the relationship grid from Terreal, but I use it differently because of the energy spectrum. So there are people who have unresolved trauma, one way, shape, or form. We're not their therapist. You're not anybody's therapist unless you're a codependent type human being, which would mean you're spiritual bypassers, which would mean you're 4D, which would mean you're on else's journey. As you're not paying attention to your own nervous system and your own brain, your own mind, okay? So number one, if you're a securely attached human being, you don't need to be going around labeling people, okay? And that's why 5D mystic, don't go telling somebody, oh, guess what? You're my twin flame, soulmates. No, I mean, that's not how it works if you're a 5D mystic. If you're not, that's because of your own journey, and wanting validation is where the 4D is at, because their Elsa journey is all about getting to see, oh, look, I'm the one I've been looking for. At the end of her journey, she finds out, oh, it's me. If good therapy is part of your journey, then you know you're here, okay? And that's what's really great. People who are doing their good therapy, they get to be their dharma at some point because they learn how to work their prefrontal cortex. So that third eye gets used in the way that it's supposed to. You are worthy. No more shame button, because you are able to be present, because you have integration, the brain capacity, no longer the blocked off, oh, yeah, sure, I'm not feeling anything. Let me make up some bullshit story about somebody in my brain, okay? So you speak to yourself and to others with kindness. The 3 pillars of the mind. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. Focus, attention, awareness, kind intention. Sometimes, though, like my teacher Sue Martin says, you don't want to be kind because you're upset. And that's where equanimity comes in, and that means neutrality. And you know what squirrels do when you say everyone's special? Nobody is more special or less special. There are no energy vampires. You know what squirrels do? And Cusco's, they don't like that Pacha tells them in their face, we're all special human beings. Those who are needing good therapy, they are special. They got terrified as they were growing up. I don't think we need to be projecting at them any stones. Christ consciousness, 5D, anyone? Okay, so here's the human being with the thank you, Jesus. Very easy as a kid without any mysticism. Even more easy as a grown-up with mysticism and attachment trauma form. I get to explain it to you. So love avoidant or love dependent, those are human beings who need a good therapist. They won't want to do it all. Nope, I don't want to do personal development. I don't want to go. You're telling me I'm fucked up. No, I'm not. Nope, not even close. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have an inner child who wants you to tend to them, but you're too busy playing the magical fairy wand of human suffering tales. And so that's where some people lie. So the mental health mantles and the yoga mantles, that means they're just a facade. I'm not a facade. So I know that the energies around are very much on a high right now. Believe me. I was like, okay, I think it's time for some type of channel guidance because this is getting absurd. And between the frustrated energy of these same inner children and then their capacity to be basically, I'm not going to use the word that I'm wanting to use. Okay, love-dependent people, I'm going to use this visual. You know how when a child is clinging on to your leg and they just don't want to let go because they're afraid that you're going to not come back? Okay, so that's the energy of a human being who doesn't know yet how to regulate their own nervous system. They're noticing without being conscious. They do not notice that they're getting frustrated and agitated because of something inside, because they don't ask themselves, why am I feeling this way and what do I want to do in my 24 hours that will bring me inside here, me, so Maria, I'm going to use Maria, when I get in any energy that is something that I feel like it's bubbling up, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I will usually go through different ways of how I'm going to handle doing something joyful. And it goes through a series, so throughout the years, it changes. And right now, actually, it's really nice because I don't have anything to change. I've consistently noticed how to effectively use all emotions that come up. That's called emotional maturity, awareness, and self-regulation, which is why our smiles, they're real, even though sometimes we'll pose, right? But my point is, we're not pretending to be happy. We are happy inside. Some people just don't know that some of us have happiness because our love is always on, because that's what happens when you're present. When you're your inner child, no shame, there's no attachment wound, nobody's been rejected, abandoned, nobody's been in this injustice, nope. Betrayal, humiliation, shame, none of it. So if you have any of those, when you come to HP, we talk about how you can claim ownership through the left and the right and do personal development. If you have a window of tolerance that gets broken, we talk about good therapy because that's important if there's clinical dissociation. So this is where we don't lie about what we want to pay attention to. So no energy vampires. The love dependent, they're going to cling on because they're feeling like you're going to leave them or somehow they're going to get left behind. And it's only because we're having this expansion moment of energy. So they will, if they want, become aware, and then they get to become independent. Those are the nice ones. The ones who ghost and they ignore and, basically they wall you off. The truth is they're scared shitless, and there's no alchemizing that. That is just, you need to leave it alone. They're completely shut down, which is why if you even approach, they will treat you like a piece of shit because they're so walled off to you that they literally had to shut it down. Okay, so that's something that you learn. I've learned through the attachment trauma information how to know, wow, they're really upset. No, they're not. They literally have no idea what's going on. This is what happens when you're overwhelmed, but it's not necessarily clinical dissociation. You're walled off because you're shutting yourself off. You're numbing. You close it. It's closed. Okay, so they get distracted. So they won't notice the biological rudeness. That's why 5D mystics, we don't go lecturing no one. No pot shots, go lecturing Cuscos. We know how to recalibrate as we're securely attached 0-1-year-olds. We're having fun building snowmen, snow women, snow days. 5D relationships, no sagas with our twin flame or flames. And also, if you're looking to do your personal development, whole inner child, having fun with each other is really nice and helping to expand human consciousness. So human evolution, consciousness, we're walking a path that is not the flat earther path, not the conspiracy path. Nope, it's educational material with woo-woo pseudoscience lady because we have good educators. Science is spirituality. They come together here. Human, spiritual, and spirituality. Come on over and share love, and have a great day.